Hello, 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 and thank you for the half an hour reprieve. I know we usually start at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I needed to eat. I need to have my din before we did the live stream. So, hence, starting a little bit later tonight. But welcome to the live stream, and I will be back in about 20 seconds with introductions and what we're doing tonight. It's very, very exciting. And as usual, in the Grand Tarot by Hilary live tradition, we are doing an unboxing of June's deck of the month for card of the day pulls. I'm very, very excited about this one, and it is a true unboxing. I have my embroidery scissors, my Morticia Adams embroidery scissors right here. So this is first impressions. I'm very excited, but more about that in about 20 seconds. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Tarot by Hilary Live. I am your hostess with the mostest, Hilary of tarotbyhilary.com, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, here to demystify the mystical and put you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. So on tonight's episode, very, very excited. Have a little bit of a goodie for you guys. And also, as a result of not doing the live stream last week, we have so much tarot goodness this week because I went and visited the Morgan Library in New York City, which is the home of several different exhibitions, and including the most complete set of Visconti-Sforza, and I'm sure I'm butchering that pronunciation, Visconti-Sforza tarot deck from the 15th century. Now, guys, I tried. But I was actually just explaining this to Mr. Tarot by Hilary not 5 minutes ago, and I was just like, so I screwed up a little bit, and I did not realize that this tarot deck is not publicly displayed at this museum, but they are available in the private collection, and you have to make a reservation. You have to arrange to go see it. So you have to make an appointment. Did I know this when I went down there? No, of course not. But people did feel the need to tell me after the fact. And I was just like, once again, things that could have been brought to my attention yesterday, but I didn't know. I still had an excellent time. It's a beautiful museum, and they have a very nice little gift shop and also cafe, and they had high tea as well. So I was like taking a mental note for my English mother too. So anyway, so that was last Friday. So by the time we were done, we would not have been able to get on the train to come back to do the live stream. So we decided to just, live stream is not happening today. Let's go have out to dinner and take our time and then get on the train. So that's what happened. So hello, everybody. I'm going to say hello to everybody. So Fran is here. Hello to Fran. Katie is here. Hello to Katie. Katie is also watching on the two of you because she's heading out in an hour. Okay, well, I'm glad that you were able to join us. And that is the reason why the replays are always available too. If you can't make it live. Fran's saying hi to Katie. Katie's saying hi to Fran. Sophia is here as well. Hello to Sophia. Sophia says, yes, you do have to have some sort of excuse. We can always use my institutional credentials, LOL. That's a thought. I also had several people reaching out to me and saying, like, I know people that work in the work there. So I can make arrangements if you need me to. I'm just like, thank you all so much. So it's like, it hasn't been one person telling me this, it's been several people. So I'm just like, oh man, I have egg on my face. I thought, but I did ask after we viewed all of the exhibits. I did ask, and they said it will be on public display again next year. So I'm not sure what the exhibit's going to be that allows for them to be on public display, but that's coming up next year. So I can either make the appointment or wait until next year. I'm fine either way. I still had a great experience. So yes, there's also a lovely brunch spot with good cocktails a few blocks away. I will make a mental note of that as well. Yes, that is very true. The Venn diagram of tarot folks and academics is a circle, LMAO. Yes. So I used to be a bookseller. I also know a lot of people through Ren Fair, and then I also know a lot of people through the pagan community and through tarot. So like there is like, it's not just a Venn diagram. I feel like it's like 4 different circles. And between that, I feel like I know everybody. And it's very strange sometimes because people are just like, oh yeah, I forgot that you were her roommate, or I forgot, oh yeah, you know this person through this. And I'm just like, yep, I know everybody. Oh no. Katie's Tube of You session froze and stopped. If you want to refresh, and I will do a tech check because let's not get ahead of myself. I see that the Book of Face is broadcasting correctly, but sometimes the Tube of You gets a little bit persnickety at times. So let me take a look there. All right. Oh, it's saying past live streams. So looks like we've crapped out on the Tube of You, folks. Don't know why. Don't know why. Literally only lasted 4 minutes and 22 seconds. No idea why. So I will look into that. I don't know why. So this means I will have to download and then re-upload to the Tube of You. Yeah. I don't know, guys. I don't know. As long as we're looking good on at least one stream, I can then download it. So, yeah. Yep, definitely stopped at 420. Interesting. Conspiracy theorists, take note. Anyway, all right. So usually we broadcast on the Tube of You and the Book of Face. Right now we're broadcasting on the Book of Face, and hopefully that stays intact. And yeah, let's get into it. So we have, I told you, it is still sealed. So this is the copy that they sell at their gift shop. This is the Pierpont Morgan Visconti-Sforza Tarocchi deck. It is a replica. It's a complete 78 card deck, including stunning full color reproductions of 74 mid 15th century Visconti-Sforza Tarocchi cards, plus 4 cards recreated to replace missing cards from the original pack. 35 of the original cards are archived at the Morgan Library and Museum in New York. By the way, this is like, it's such a full circle moment. I'm going to say this in a second. I'm actually going to grab a copy of my book, How to Read Tarot, because I do mention this deck in my book, the Visconti-Sforza. The remaining extant cards are located in Italy at the Accademia Carrara and the Casa Colleoni. My apologies for the butchering of the Italian pronunciation there. Oh, good. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Fran says there have been issues today. Teresa had to restart her live stream 3 times today. I can only assume that's the tarot lady for her triple T for Friday, which he does on Mondays and Fridays. And Sophia says it's such a massive deck. It's beautiful. It's wow, like dang, guys. So yeah. So let's everybody thank Mr. Tarot by Hilary for purchasing this for me. And not only did we get this, so I'm going to show you the goodies first. Then we're going to go into the astrology because I definitely want to see if there's an astrological reason why we're having some tech issues, or everyone's been having some tech issues. But I usually will look at the astro-weather at the start of every episode of this live stream anyway. But regardless. But this, so Mr. Tarot by Hilary. Such a massive deck, good for the vision impaired, glasses wearers such as we are. So when we went through the entire, museum, and then I asked, about the tarot cards, and one person didn't know what I was talking about, and the other person was just like, "Oh, they're not on public exhibit right now, next year." And I'm just like, shh. Like, I made the biggest boo-boo face. I had the quivering lower lip. I was just very, very sad. So basically, Mr. Tarot by Hilary patted me on the back and was just like, "Okay, time for you to let's go into the gift shop," because we had already looked in the gift shop first before we started looking around, because a little birdie told me, when was it? I think it was last year. Sophia told me that my book was in the Morgan Library gift shop, along with, of course, some tarot decks as well. And so my curiosity got the better of me, and I was just like, let's go into the gift shop first. And so my husband's just like, "Oh, fine, okay." And he was just like, "We can come back. We will come back. Why don't we look at the museum first?" And I'm just like, "No, I want to see." So no, the book is not there anymore. My book is not there anymore. But there are several interesting books there, interesting decks there. There's also Edward Gorey's Fantad pack, which I do already own, because when my friend went to the Edward Gorey Museum, she ended up buying that deck for me in the gift shop there. So I already own that one. So I was like pointing out, have it, don't have it, don't need it. Yes. So yeah. So Sophia says last December. So curiosity. So probs when the Visconti comes back out. Oh, that my book might be there again, possibly. I do think it's a really great combination of aesthetics. The cover of my book, along with a couple of the decks there, I think it works very well for a museum shop. But it felt very full circle when I heard this. And then going there, it felt very full circle because I mentioned the Morgan Library in my book, How to Read Tarot. So if you'll give me 1 second and indulge me, I'm going to go grab my book. I don't know why I didn't grab it in the first place, because I was going to talk a little bit about this. So be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. Hopefully the live stream will stay intact on Facebook. My YouTube stream already cracked out. Yeah, so still broadcasting with face. So just updating Mr. Tarot by Hilary about what was happening. Yes. Oh, yes. Cool. So they had your book and Melissa's. Of course, Melissa's book is Kitchen Table Tarot. Yes. Okay. And the Robert M. Place brick, the book. Yep. So yeah, whenever those cards come back out, I'm sure they'll have a nice selection of tarot books to go along with it. But this is my book here, How to Read Tarot, Profiles, Guided Exercises, and Reference Charts by Hilary Perry Haggerty. That is me. Oh, also, big news, guys. So a client of mine let me know that this deck exists. Now, I kept on saying to people that this was, it was just generated art and it didn't exist. It does exist. So the name of the deck, I wrote it down somewhere, but it does exist, and the artist's name is, and it's available on Etsy. And the artist's name is, I know it's on page 7. Come here. Vera Petruk is the artist's name of this deck. Vera Petruk. I do not know what the tarot deck's name is, but I know that it does, in fact, exist. So I am correcting a previous mistake. It does exist. It's available on Etsy. And I think it comes in from Italy. I'm not sure, but it definitely feels like a nice correspondence, right, between the Visconti-Sforza. Like, look, like don't they look like they belong together? I think they do. Anyway, so that is tonight's main event, is the unboxing. And of course, this is our deck of the month for card of the day polls for June. So that will be starting tomorrow. I haven't really been posting a lot of the tarot disassembled to like finish off with it. I did pull the Queen of Cups this morning, and then I just never got around to posting it. So I will probably do a review with final thoughts on the tarot disassembled. I do want to, it's my intention to circle back to some of these unboxings and provide a more thorough review after I have worked with them for a month. So like, I definitely have strong opinions about tarot disassembled now, knowing that I've worked with it for a month. Like, I do feel like, because this is the question that got asked at the unboxing, do I feel like you need both the book and the deck, or does one suffice? I think you need both. I do think you need both the book and the deck for tarot disassembled. I would like it to be at least 3 bundles, like sold separately, like deck, book, and then a bundle of the book and the deck. That's how I would prefer it. So at least you have the option, but I would at least have the option, of buying the bundle. Yes, thank you, Sophia. It's the Samurai. Yes, that is it. The Samurai May tarot, but it's like $100, which may anti-enable some folks. Yeah, so it might discourage some folks from buying it, but like, I'll have to think about it, because it's just like, it's the tarot deck. It's the lovers from the tarot deck that's on the cover of my book, of my first book. So there is something to be said for sentimental value. So I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence. I don't know. And Sophia is, so I got asked a question in the chat, about a reading. Sophia is correct. We do a mid-episode reading in which one lucky viewer, is eligible to win a free 3-card reading with me live on the broadcast. So you might want to go ahead and stick around for that. And I will put the crawler in there just to remind people. Or you can always book a reading with me. www.tarotbyhilary.com is the only place to book with me, please and thank you. Okay, so here's the 3 things that Mr. Tarot by Hilary got from me, because he was feeling so bad, because I was making the boo-boo face. So, of course, we have the deck, June's deck of the month, the Visconti-Sforza. So we have that. We have, of course, a tarot bag for my tarot decks. So this is a vintage tote from Cavallini and Co. Cotton tote, vintage imagery from the Cavallini archives. So no, I don't know what deck this is. It looks pretty old school. It's not exactly a match to the Visconti Sforza, but I had to. I had to, guys. I had to. One can never have too many totes. And then I also have a matching pouch, vintage pouch. Again, also from Cavallini and Co. 100% cotton to match with the bag. And of course, once we have unboxed these cards, to put the deck in. So those were the three things. Because I made the boo-boo face, because I wasn't able to see the cards in person. And, you know, I know better now, right? I know better. When you know better, you do better, right? Okay. And then, of course, I have all of my information. My little cutouts. Oh, by the way, this tote does have a little like inner pocket as well. I'm like, oh, okay, that's nice. And Sophia has the matching notebook because, of course, you do, right? Sure, yeah, we can say it's a pencil bag. Whatever you do, you whatever you want to use it for. So those are the three things, but let's get into the main fixtures of every live stream episode so we can get into the opening this and enjoying it and looking through the major arcana. The only thing that I have a hesitancy about for this deck for the month of June is non-illustrated pips. You know, I'm not a fan of non-illustrated pips, meaning like 4 batons on a plain background, like 4 wands on a plain background. Like it doesn't really tell you much if you're newer to reading tarot. Now, I'm not new to reading tarot, so I will be able to have that sense of oh, the Rider-Waite-Smith scene that's going on, you know, in my Rolodex of tarot imagery. So I will be able to extrapolate, oh, Five of Swords means this. But I'm going back to my RWS when I do that, not necessarily reading like the Five Swords on the blank background. So not every reader is going to agree with my methodology, but then again, that's what works for me. You do you. So Sophia says, great opportunity to dig out the Ben Dove. Did I pronounce that correctly? I hope so. So main pillars of the live stream. We have astrology from Teresa Reed's wonderful AstroBiz Digest to start us off. We have the main meat of the episode, which is, of course, unboxing the Visconti-Sforza. And we have the mid-episode reading, as Sophia mentioned, in which one lucky viewer can win a free 3-card tarot reading with me live on the broadcast. And then at the end of the episode, we do the weekend forecast, in which I pull a tarot or an oracle card, so we enter into the weekend prepared and not scared. So if that sounds good to everybody, let me know in the chat, and we will get started with the astro-weather from Teresa Reed from her wonderful AstroBiz Digest. $99 for a year-long subscription, astrology in layman's terms, straight to your email inbox. It is geared towards entrepreneurs and business owners, but I have found it to be incredibly helpful in planning my personal life as well. So let's see if there is an astrological reason why for some of these tech issues that have been going on with a couple of us. First of all, let's see. Astro Biz Digest for June 2nd to the 8th of 2025. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. All right, two big planetary changes this week, starting with Venus entering Taurus, a sign that it rules. This is a fantastic time for PR campaigns. If you need to promote your work or yourself, you've got until July 4th to make a splash. Make an effort to pitch the media and keep your marketing Lux AF. Venus in Taurus is ideal for spoiling your favorite clients. What sort of little touches can you add that might delight your VIPs? It's also your best time to invest in your biz. What does your business need to run at full tilt? A new computer? A fancy chair? A business coach? Plunk down the money now. It will be worth it. Also, do not forget to add pampering sessions to your calendar. Treat yourself so you can remain at your best. Caring conversations are in when Mercury slides into Cancer from the 8th. When you're reviewing your team, hashing out a thorny issue with a client, or addressing the public, the more sensitive you are, the more likely your words will land right. Intuition is sharp now, so follow your gut when making business decisions. Mercury enters Leo on the 26th, so you have a little bit of time from the 8th to the 26th to be sensitive, to use your intuition. Okay? All right, so those are the main transits that are going on for this week. Let's get into the nitty gritty for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So Venus slips into Taurus at 12:43 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which we were just talking about. If you need to schedule a meeting, your two best spots today are the Moon Mars sextile at 10:19 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is already passed, or the Moon Mercury trine at 12:56 p.m., also already passed. A long meeting followed by lunch? Yes, please. The public is tense when the moon opposes Chiron at 2:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The news cycle could upset folks, so be mindful of your marketing. Mercury sextile Chiron at 7:55 p.m., that's coming up soon, about 20 minutes, helps you find the healing words to soothe the public or smooth over client drama. It's here for 2 days, so make the most out of it. At 10:23 p.m., the moon slinks into Scorpio, your best lunation for research, deep dives, financial audits, secret sales, and business intuition. Trust your gut, search for answers, and get your money in order. Later, rinse and repeat all weekend. So today, Friday, June 6th, is a power day for Libra and a weak day for Aries. So my fellow Aries brethren, yeah, it's rough. It's rough. By the way, if you're interested in getting the AstroBiz Digest for your very own, the link is in the chat, and I'm also displaying it right here on screen. Okay. Saturday and Sunday. Saturday moves along to a mellow groove. You can make headway on research or budgets. You shouldn't experience any major problems unless you go looking for drama. Sunday is amazing for travel, writing, or publishing, thanks to the Mercury-Jupiter conjunction at 4:12 p.m. This vibe lasts for 2 days, plenty of time to fly, hit the road, or make progress on writing goals. Mercury enters the sign of Cancer at 6:58 p.m. We've already talked about that. Both days are power days for Scorpio and weak days for Taurus. It's a lot of information, folks. So doesn't seem to be any astrological reason why for the funkiness in technology. Sometimes technology just be funky. I don't know. So at this time, before we move into the unboxing, if you would like to know the astrological reason why for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, go ahead and put it in the chat, and I will take a quick peek at the AstroBiz Digest to let you know. And while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to go ahead and apply my lip gloss. By the way, it is absolutely roasting here. We did have a little bit of a thunderstorm earlier, and it's already come and gone, and it doesn't seem to have done a bit of good in bringing down the humidity. So after the live stream, I'm going to take a nice cold shower, rinse some of this off. Whew. So I will monitor the chat, but let's get started talking about the Visconti-Sforza Pierpont Morgan Tarocchi deck that we are unboxing. So this new edition presents an 80 card deck with an expanded guidebook in a deluxe box. Actually, no, that's the that I don't think we're talking about the same. I don't think we're talking about the same one, guys. Hold on. Let's see. Let me try and match the SKU here. 606061. No, this is correct. Yeah. Okay. I could have been wrong. So this is the correct one. What I'm talking about, what I'm citing is the exact match for the ISBN. So 80 card deck with expanded guidebook and a deluxe hinged box. The 60-page guidebook by Stuart R. Kaplan features color illustrations of the Tarocchi cards. This pack also includes 2 bonus cards with portraits of Bianca Maria Visconti and Francesco Sforza. The 78 card deck is comprised of full color facsimile reproductions of the 74 extant original Visconti-Sforza Tarocchi cards that have survived from the 15th century Milan, Italy. 4 cards have been meticulously recreated to replace those missing from the original deck: the Devil, the Tower, the Three of Swords, and the Knight of Coins. The cards, which do not have titles or numbering, depict daily life in medieval Milan through allegorical imagery. The original cards are located in 3 different locations. 35 of the original cards are located in the archives of the Pierpont Morgan Library in New York. 26 extant cards are at the Accademia Carrara in Italy, and 13 cards are housed at Casa Coglioni in Bergamo, Italy. And they're big. And Sophia and Katie have no requests of the Astrobiz Digest. Has the weather become summer yet? Winter has hit me in the southern hemisphere. Oh, it's summer. It's summer, all right. It is very, very warm here. And we just had some thunderstorms, and then they came and went. It was very, very quick. Like, quick enough that my husband went out to go get us sandwiches for dinner, and then the storm came through, and I'm just like, oh, he's going to get caught in that. And he ended up coming home, and he ended up buying an umbrella to be able to come home. So now it looks like, okay, thunderstorms likely around 7:45 p.m. All right. So it's going to be off and on, I think, all night, and it's definitely supposed to rain tomorrow as well. So it's warm. For those of us who are on the eastern seaboard, agree or disagree, like it is sweaty, it is muggy, it's a lot. It's a lot. All right. So that is the description from US Game Systems, who is the publisher of this replication. Copyright 1975, 84, 2007, 2015, US Game Systems Incorporated, based in Stamford, Connecticut. That's another place I'd like to go to. The US Games offices. Ooh. Let's make it happen, folks. So here's the Pierpont Morgan Visconti-Sforza 15th century Tarocchi deck. There's our Fool, which is the logo of US Game Systems. Pretty much everything I said before here. Fran says it's summer and I'm having hot flashes. Oh joy. Yeah, I think like is it summer or am I having hot flashes or is it both? That's how I feel right now. So how I describe this or the original 15th century is in the history of tarot chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Chapter 8 of my book, starting on page 50. The Tarot of the 1400s. I'm going to see that. Okay. The Tarot of the 1400s is not the same tarot deck we know today, popularized by Arthur Edward Waite and Aleister Crowley, depending on which type of deck you use. Y'all know me. I'm a Rider-Waite-Smith girl, but I have been known to dabble with the Thoth or the Thoth. The tarot was first created as playing cards commissioned by the Italian merchant class. Many figures in the earliest tarot decks depicted wealthy merchants, famous for their family surnames, or even members of royalty. These decks were rare and expensive, a privilege of the upper class until the invention of mass printing. The Visconti-Sforza Tarot cards on display at the Morgan Library and Museum in New York City, where I was just at last Friday at this time, or actually I think I was on the train home at this time, are the most complete example of a deck from the 15th century. They were most likely created by Bonifacio Bembo. With the creation of the printing press and mass publication in the 1500s, tarot decks and playing cards in general were now available to more people and less expensive to attain. At this point in history, tarot was best known as a playing card game similar to euchre, bridge, or hearts. Tarocchi, trumps, or tarot are still played in different countries today. And it wasn't until the 1700s and a Frenchman named Jean-Baptiste Alliette that tarot became more widely known as a tool of divination. Styling himself with the esoteric pen name Atelier, he published a book that described using tarot for divination, popularizing it as a system of cartomancy, a tool to understand conflicts, make wise decisions, and even predict future events. This predates and is often considered a forerunner of modern tarot decks, such as the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot published in 1909 and the Thoth Tarot in the mid-1960s, previously appearing in book form in the 1940s. Atelier might not have been the first person to write about tarot for divination, but he is the most well-known. So we'll see how this plays. All right, are we ready to open these babies up? I have my Morticia Addams right here. Now, as usual for the unboxing, we will... Oh, I didn't even need... That's a little disappointing. I didn't even need them. All right. Beautiful. Oh, yeah. Okay. See, I thought it was more of like a telescoping or like inset box. No, it is not. It has a little like lift. Yes. So here's how it opens. Here is it up front, and then we lift. And then we lift. Oh! Ah! So here's the top. Here is the book. This is for scale. It's about the size of my head. So the Visconti-Sforza Tarocchi deck, Stuart R. Kaplan. And it is indeed glossy and full color. We have this here. Pierpont Morgan Visconti-Sforza Tarocchi deck. And oh, these are big, guys. Sophia, you were not kidding. These are big. Okay, and these are also sealed again. So here's the bottom of the box. Put this over here. All right, we are going to need the embroidery scissors. I like what Katie's saying. Yes, please, reveal. All right. Oh, I thought these were going to be a little bit thicker. I don't know if I necessarily like the cardstock. It's shiny, but it feels, I don't know, it feels a little bit thinner than I would have liked. That's just, again, first impressions, guys. First impressions. I could have a completely different opinion by the end of this month. So here's the title card. And we have these portraits of Bianca Maria Visconti, wife of Francesco Sforza, painting attributed to Bonifacio Bembo. This is Francesco Sforza, married Bianca Maria Visconti in 1441, painting of Francesco Sforza attributed to Bonifacio Bembo, 1460. I don't know if it's pulp thin, Fran, but it is quite. It's thin. I'm a little bit afraid of bending these. A little bit. We'll see how they go. All right, and then we get right into it. So, is that the Fool? Magician. Okay. Well, that's definitely Death. So there is no titles. I mean, the description on the US Games website does say that. There's no title and no numbering on these. Yeah. Artwork is very dark and medieval, but quite lovely, labeled as an extraordinary examples of Renaissance art. This is much more than a deck of cards. Yeah, no titles, no numerical alphabetical allegories, since Comte de Millet, or Malay, first established the infamous 22 Hebrew letters to the tarot, not Eliphas Levi, which makes their outlook more authentic, yet maybe more complicated for a tarot beginner. Background is a simple reddish-brown maroon color. Must be shuffled from the sides rather than the top for convenience. I mean, not just that, but I believe Sophia, did you say you owned a copy of this too? I would love to hear your impressions of this deck. So let's go to the guidebook while we take a look at the major arcana. Okay. So Italy holds the honor of producing several of the earliest known hand-painted playing card packs that contain the 22 mystical and allegorical trump cards called trionfi. The incomplete extant packs include 74 cards from the Visconti-Sforza Tarocchi pack, 67 cards from the Gary Yale Visconti Tarocchi pack, and 48 cards from the Brera Gallery or Brambilla Visconti pack. Artists in Ferrara and Florence also hand-painted 15th century Tarocchi cards. The connection of cards to the Visconti and Sforza families of 15th century Milan is based upon the heraldic devices and mottos appearing on the cards. I, this is going to call me out a little bit because I am very much a Rider-Waite Smith girl. So Sophia says I shuffle from the sides because it's so humongous. It is a big deck, yeah. Otherwise, I treat it like any other Marseille. Now, I also talk a little bit about the different types of tarot decks. To my mind, there's pretty much a big three: Rider-Waite Smith, Marseille, and Thoth or Thoth. But I would love, yeah. Sophia says it was originally a wedding gift to the Sforzas. So I would like to know, Sophia, what you find the difference between reading Rider-Waite Smith versus reading Marseille. So here's some of the background of the Visconti-Sforza families. The Visconti family dominated a wide area around Milan for over 100 years, from the mid-14th to the mid-15th century. Bernabo Visconti, one of the most ruthless tyrants in the latter half of the 14th century, was Lord of Milan. Bernabo Visconti shared power with his brother, Galeazzo, a quiet, reserved figure in contrast to the lusty, ebullient Bernabo. Galeazzo's son, I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher all these names, man. Galeazzo's son, Giangilizzo Visconti, was born in 1351, but he did not wish to remain in the background as his father did. During a coup in 1385, he deposed his uncle Bernabo and assumed sole rule over Milan. For the next 17 years, Giangilizzo, again, butchering, sorry, extended his territorial dominance across northern Italy from Piedmont to the Adriatic. He brought all of Lombardy and Emilia under his rule and became known as the despot of Milan. This is some interesting shit. So in 1447, in 1441, at the Church of Saint Sigismund in Cremona, Francesco and Bianca married. The bride was 18 and the bridegroom 40. It proved to be a lasting and happy marriage. And as Sophia is saying, that this was a wedding gift to them. All right, so I tend to go on more on numerology for Marseille. So Five of Swords isn't necessarily chaos or conflict. It could be a shakeup of ideas or expanding on a stagnant idea. Okay, cool. All right, so let's get to the 22 cards. So let me take away everything so you can see them properly. All right, so Okay. So here's the backs. And here is the Fool. The Magician. The High Priestess. The Empress. The Emperor. The Hierophant. The Lovers. P.S. Some scholars believe the two figures on this card represent Francesco Sforza and Bianca Maria Visconti. The Chariot. Justice. The Hermit. The Wheel of Fortune. Strength, which is also called Fortitude. This is also believed to have been painted by a different artist, possibly Antonio Cicognata or Nara. Don't worry, we'll get into the nitty gritty as these cards come up while we work with them over the month of June. The Hanged Man. Death. Temperance. Yes, I agree. Katie says these are fascinating images. And I might have to, as we work with this deck, I might have to pull the Rider-Waite Smith. Yeah, it is quite dark as well. I'll make sure the lighting is better when we're doing the card of the day posts. I think I might want to do the Rider-Waite Smith next to its Visconti-Sforza counterpart, just to show the differences between the cards and like how tarot has evolved over the years. The Devil. Katie says, I wonder if this will really make your intuition work more. Quite possibly. We'll find out, won't we? Sophia says, it's not Solabusca dark, but it's close. The Tower, of course. The Star. the moon, the sun, Judgment, and finally, the world. All right, so that is the majors, all of the majors in order. The minor arcana or lesser arcana of the Pierpont Morgan Visconti-Sforza pack total 56 cards comprising 54 extant cards and 2 missing cards, the Three of Swords and the Knight of Coins, which were recreated for the 1975 reproduction of the deck. 4 suits of the minor arcana in Italian Tarocchi packs are Spade for swords, Bastoni for staves or batons, Cope for cups, and Denari for coins. Each suit contains 14 cards, 4 court cards, king, queen, knight, and page, and 10 pip cards from 10 to 1. The figures on the 4 court cards of the suit of staves wear silver-pleated garments. Each carries a long stave or rod with a large vessel at either end, except for the king and queen, whose rods have a finial only at the top. So it describes each of the 4 figures on the court cards for each suit. Viewed in different positions, full face, left profile, right profile. And then it has the description, divinatory meanings, and reverse meanings. So for the court cards, there's more information. For the pip cards, there seems to be just keywords for the upright and reverse meanings. Yeah. Sophia says it's a bit hard to tell some of the majors apart from the courts. Uh-huh. That's one of my pet peeves with it. All right. I'll probably have the same pet peeve as I work with it, for sure. Katie says it's not like they don't resemble RWS. They definitely have that Renaissance look. Yeah. So, for example, we have, I don't know how I'm going to, it's difficult. So I'm going to assume that this is, okay. Whoa. I'm going to assume that this is the king. So they're starting off with the King of Swords, then the Queen of Swords, then the Knight of Swords, then the Page of Swords, and then the Suit of Swords. Same thing. Okay. So good luck. Good luck to everyone. Good luck to me. Good luck to everyone, because this might be a little bit tricky. So let me look and see in the guidebook. At least with the guidebook, do they have pictures? They do have pictures of the court cards for all of them. So I should be able to distinguish between them. Whew, okay. Is this a case where the guidebook might be very, very necessary for some of us? Yes. Especially for me. So, all right. Is there any particular cards that you guys want to see now that we've gone through the majors? Is there any particular cards that you want to see out of the minors and the courts? Like, I know I have to see the Queen of Swords. So here's the Queen of Swords, guys. Let's see. What else? There's the... Oh no, Sophia! Oh, I feel your pain. I got mine off a trade table, so I have no guidebook, and it's a struggle, lol. It's almost like you have to make your own guidebook. Like, look it up and be like, okay, which one is this one? All right. And also it seems that the positions, how they're facing, is very similar to how they're facing in the RWS or Marseille. So that might make things a little bit easier. Like, for example, the Queen of Swords often is depicted exactly like this in body positioning and body language. So that might make things a little bit easier for me. Wow. These are pretty cool, guys. Look at these coins. Is that the three of coins? There's the three of coins. So Queen of Wands, please. If I can find it. Pretty sure I can. I think the wands come directly after. I believe this is the Queen of Wands. There's the coins. And there's the cups. Yeah. Sophia says, I definitely don't use it as much as some of my other historical decks because it's so big. Yes, it's large, guys. It's large and in charge. I'm still partial to the Tarot Perrin. Oh, my butt's asleep. That's going to hurt later. All right. Any other requests? Because we're going in on an hour. While we do that, let's go ahead and line up our mid-episode reading. Now, I usually do like to do the mid-episode reading in an unboxing from using the deck, but I feel like I really have to shuffle up this deck, and I'll do that off camera. It's going to take me quite a bit to probably shuffle this up, also with it being so large, too. So I will more than likely be using my Reflective Tarot mini deck to do the mid-episode reading. So yes, perfect. All right, so the countdown is on. So if you would like to participate in the mid-episode reading, put the word tarot in the chat, TAROT in the chat, and we will close up the contest at around 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Yeah, Sophia says, you may just want to play a game of 78 card pickup. Yeah, it's possible. It's a thought. So Fran has put in her chance for the mid-episode reading. I mean, while I'm sitting here, I might as well start shuffling this up. Katie asks, does it strike you that those queens you showed are not as regal looking as RWS or other decks? I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell, and I'm going to probably use the guidebook quite a bit for these interpretation of the court cards. It's not that they're not regal, but I feel like the RWS is more accessible, and this just feels more removed from modern sensibility because, I mean, it's 15th century art. So, like, I might feel the pinch of not being able to, I don't know, connect with it quite as easily as I would the RWS. But I'm always willing to give it a shot. Oh my God, these are humongous. They're humongous. Yeah. They're not so much as queens as much as they are representations of Italian court ladies. All right, Fran's the front runner right now. No other competition for her. So get in there while the getting's good. You've got about a minute left, folks. Sorry about that. Hit the wrong button. Katie says, agree. That's what it stuck me as. Mm-hmm. Sophia says, no one needs to hear my whining about PhDs again, LOL. I unfortunately know the answers to my tarot questions. Ain't that always the way, right? Oh, but in using the word tarot, though, you unwittingly submitted yourself for the lottery jar in the mid-episode reading. Well, that wasn't intended as an entry. Okay, well, let's see. Let's see if the lottery jar maybe knows better than you. Apparently it does. So the winner tonight, unwittingly, is Sophia. So, Sophia, if you want to ask maybe another question, or if you want to give over your winnings to Fran, you can do so. Either. Katie, it's probably autocorrect, honestly. Yeah. The universe did indeed speak, Sophia. So what I'm going to say is I can pull 3 cards from the Reflective Tarot, and then I'll pull 1 card from the Visconti-Sforza, just to see, just for funsies, for shits and giggles. So go ahead and put your question into the chat. I don't know if I necessarily want to read with reversals with this deck. I'm not feeling reversals for this deck for some reason. So Sophia's question is, let's get this in first. Before you do the reading, I'm going to wish everyone a good weekend. I'm heading off to take a friend for a birthday meal. Well, happy birthday to your friend, and it's always good to see you, Katie. And we'll see you again next week. So Sophia asks, what should I be focused on to get me through this period of government funding induced limbo? For a second there, I read government funding. I read that F word as a different F word. So take that as you will. Have a great weekend to you too, Katie. I am going to shuffle the rest of these later. We'll integrate those. So let me grab my trusty reflective tarot, which is starting to get very worn, but in the best way possible. The box is getting worn. The cards are not getting worn. Sophia says, I mean, sounds about right, LOL. All right, so what should Sophia be focused on to get her through this period of government fucking funding-induced limbo? So 3 cards from the Reflective Tarot. All right, well, I mean, and then and if these cards have come up for you already in your own personal polls, because I know you've been posting some things publicly, some things you've been working on privately. Totally get that. And I have a lot of respect for that too. Like sometimes it's hard to be a public tarot reader because it's just like you want to be able to, give guidance in a general way, but like some tarot pulls are for you, and so you feel the difference when you're looking and it's just like, oh, this feels very pointed and very personal. I can't share this, or maybe I'll share the reading, the cards that came up, but I'm not going to share the question that I asked or the situation that I'm dealing with. So knowing that and knowing that you read tarot as well for personal reasons, if these cards came up for you in those readings, I would say take note. Yeah, it also got to be so monotonous, to be honest. Okay, so the first 2 cards I'm getting are reversals. 6 of Wands reversed, which is not surprising to my mind, and the Devil is also reversed. Now, my personal opinion about the reversed Devil is it's much better to have the reverse Devil than the upright Devil, because my opinion, and I'm reading this first, even though the card came up second, I'm reading this first because my belief is when the Devil card comes up reversed, it's a sign that those chains can be released, that these chains around the necks of the figures down here are actually a lot looser and they can be released whenever they want to. They just don't think, it's almost like you're less trapped than you think, but it is very much a mental thing as well. But there are certain things where it's just like you just can't control them. And that is like the sticky wicket too, where it's just like it is that kind of like hurry up and wait position that you're in. But there are some things that you can move on, that you do have a little bit more flexibility. Interesting. I've been getting the Devil a lot. Okay. So think about what the Devil card means to you personally, professionally, what you've told clients when the Devil card has come up for them. And then, play the game of, I am reading for someone that just happens to have the same first name as me. And that can help to really take you, not that you need advice on reading for yourself. I don't think you do, but that was a piece of advice that I got from Courtney Weber that really helped me to shift and be able to like read my own cards for myself. I think it's also in her book, Tarot for One, The Art of Reading for Yourself. Highly, highly recommend. But having that perspective and that objectivity and like kind of stepping back out of the situation and looking at it from that perspective, I think can really help matters. So Sophia says that's much more productive than how I've been reading it. I've been using it as a justification to buy more ink, LOL. Yeah, maybe not use it as an excuse or a justification or like a treat yourself. I would say you have more have more flexibility than you know. There are definitely like hard and fast, I can't change this right now. But in focusing on that, you're not seeing where you can be flexible. Yeah, really great exercise in objectivity. I need to try that. Absolutely. Like, thank you, Courtney. Thank you. The first card is the Six of Wands reversed. So to me, that is kind of more of a sign of like where you're at right now, where it's just like, I got what I wanted, but it's not what I wanted. Or, like you got the degree or you got this or you were able to complete this, but it's just like, but now it's just like, what does success mean to you now? Or how do you redefine success when things are kind of like topsy-turvy? To me, the Six of Wands, when reversed, is kind of a Pyrrhic victory. It's just like you win, but at what cost? So keep that in mind, especially when you're feeling monotonous, when you're feeling bored, when you're feeling stuck in a rut. Like that can turn very destructive very quickly. And everything that you work towards, it's not like you're going to completely destroy all of it, but it's just like, in twiddling your thumbs, like, what are you doing in twiddling your thumbs or trying to take action that you end up like making it worse instead of making it better? Kind of like how, the self-fulfilling prophecy, where it's just like you're doing everything you can to avoid the outcome, and then you end up with all of your machinations ending up with that exact outcome you were avoiding, that you were actively trying to avoid. That's kind of how I see the Six of Wands reversed. Hopefully that makes sense. But the last card is the Ace of Cups. So to me, this cupsy energy, after all of this kind of turmoil, is reminding yourself to take compassion and care for yourself. And it's just like, and not in that buying more ink kind of way and self-soothing through purchases. It's more about like really filling up your cup, filling up your emotional well, because you're getting very, even though there weren't any swords in your reading, it's almost like you're getting very cerebral with it, and you need to like ground back into your body. So that's your reading from the Reflective Tarot. Let's pull from the Visconti-Sforza. And I'm feeling this card right here. Oh, I think this is the Eight of Coins. So let's go to the guidebook on that. But to me, the Eight of Coins is not nose to the grindstone, but it is the card of like the craftsperson and remembering to not overlook the details, to be very methodical. I mean, you say boring, but it's just like, but there needs to be some consistency. There needs to be some kind of like, okay, every day I'm going to do this, or every day I'm recommitting to this, or it's like, it's these three things every day to bring me towards this outcome that I want. So like reining it back into your wheelhouse, 100%, that makes a ton of sense. Great. So I'm going to put the rest of these majors into the deck. Yeah, this is going to require some shuffling before tomorrow. All right, so 8 of coins. Let's see. Suit of coins, page of coins, 8 of coins from the guidebook. Apprenticeship, craftsmanship, quick to learn, candor, frankness, modesty, handiwork, personal effort, and diligence. So, what I said. Basically what I said. So Sophia says, yeah, I need to get back into researching again. I kind of got burnt out on researching into the void. Now I need to find a way to turn what I've produced into something I can sell to a PhD department. But remember, keep in mind for sure, that diligence of the Eight of Coins, but keep in mind that excellent self-care and filling up your well. And try not to beat yourself up too much while you're doing that. I know you. I know that's difficult to do, but I believe in you. And also remember, your somatic practices too, like tapping. I just had a new tapping go live in Gala's membership. This or something better. I think it might be available for free on the Vortex app. If it's not, I will try and send it to you. Yeah, basically. So to summarize your reading, touch grass. Yeah. So I hope that helps you, Sophia. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I'm a workaholic. LOL. So thank you so much, Sophia, for submitting yourself to the gauntlet of a live public tarot reading. It's an act of vulnerability, and I'm deeply thankful for all of my clients. And I hope this reading really helped you. And if you're wondering, like, oh, that was really cool, and I really need to book a reading with this person, you can do so, tarotbyhilary.com. I have different options available: Zoom, phone, email readings, in-person readings as well. So please feel free to book on my website. And thank you. So the universe chose Sophia. It shows. So apparently you did need that reading tonight. And Fran, try again next week. If you participated in the mid-episode reading and you did not get picked this week, just try again next week. Okay? We do this every Friday night, 6:30 p.m. or 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just a quick reminder, please feel free to follow me on Facebook, on YouTube, even though I'm not broadcasting live on YouTube for some crazy technological snafu that I don't know about. So I will be uploading this afterwards. But yeah, follow, click the bell, subscribe, do all the things. I would really, really appreciate it, because this live stream is nothing without you guys. All right. Any further questions about the Visconti-Sforza before we move into the weekend forecast and wrap this puppy up for tonight? And again, a reminder, we're using the Visconti-Sforza all month long. So check out my social media for card of the day. All right. I think we need an oracle card. Methinks we need an oracle card. So I know I'm a sucker for the work your light, but I think I'm gonna go with the Starseed tonight. That's what I'm feeling. So Starseed is also by Rebecca Campbell with artwork by Danielle Noel, much like the Work Your Light. But I don't know. I'm vibing with this one tonight. So let's do this one. All right. So what do we need to know for this weekend? Excuse me. All right. I feel like we've gotten this one before, or maybe I gave this to a client recently. I'm not sure. So we are getting Your Life is a Canvas: Artist, Manifestation, and Creative Accountability. So let's go to the guidebook, even though that is pretty straightforward. Your life is canvas. All right. So you're the artist of your life, and your life is a canvas. Take responsibility for your ability to create. Earth is known as a planet of manifestation. Your present moment is based on your past thoughts and beliefs. Your current thoughts determine your future. What kind of life do you want to create for the future? What are you being called to create? Reconnect with your manifesting power and align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with the vibration that matches them. It's never too late to start, and no experience is required. All you need is an open heart and mind and consistent daily action. If you're not sure what you'd like to create, start instead with a feeling of deep gratitude for all that's good in your life right now. State out loud what you're most thankful for. Look for the good in your life, and one thing will be certain. You'll find yourself attracting more and more good experiences into your world. This card is inviting you to see your life as a canvas, your entire life as a canvas, and the picture is completely up to you. Color it with your thoughts and feelings. Create the life that you most long to live. You may also be called to be more creative in your everyday life. What have you been called to create? How can you express yourself more creatively? Ask yourself this question: what are you being called to create in your life? Whew. Okay. Okay. I feel like that's a little too on the nose. I feel a little bit personally attacked right now. So I know that's a good one. All right, that's it, folks. Another episode is in the books. Another unboxing is in the books. Please make sure you're following me on social media at Tarot by Hilary, Hilary with one L on most social media platforms in order to see your card of the day posts from the Visconti-Sforza for the month of June. And just like a horoscope, it's not going to be 100% accurate every single day, all the time. But if it does feel resonant, then the message from it is probably for you. So take notice. Sophia says, research proposal. Got it. I may need to join you on working with this deck. I think so too. That was a little like on Eight of Coins, a little on the nose there. So we'll discover it again. You'll rediscover it, and I will discover it for the first time. All right, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, we do this every Friday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you would like to book a reading with me, you can do so at tarotbyhilary.com. But until then, I am Hilary, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, here to demystify the mystical and put you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and a good week ahead of you. And I will see you again on Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye.